Hey guys, AntVenom here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and this is the Peaceful Map Tour Part 2. And before I get going here, have you guys ever noticed when you're traveling around Minecraft, for whatever reason, your arm sort of gets stuck in this demented position where even if you open your inventory or you hit F5, then you'll notice that your arm will be sort of like displaced here, and then you try everything that you can to try and work it out, but it just doesn't work. Well, all you have to do is get out of the minecart that you're in, because that's why it happens, and go into your inventory or hit F5, because those are the two things that cause it, and those are the two things that fix it. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the more obscure places within my peaceful map, the things that you guys may not know about, judging from the areas that you guys have seen near the spawn point. But I figured going off in this direction at the end of the last episode was a good sort of segment transition into this episode. So yeah, once you get to the end of this bridge here, whether or not you guys use single player commands, what you have to do is you have to head off that way to encounter the first thing that I'm going to show you. I'm going to type in fly and then set speed to 5. And the reason why I'm typing in set speed apart from flying is because if you type in the fly 5 command, which I'm not going to do, but if you type that in, then you'll go vertically and horizontally just as fast, so you'll rise like really fast. And I like the idea of flying like this, where you don't really go up or down quite that fast, but you travel forward quite fast. So anyways, so as you can see, the bridge is right there, and if you head off to the left this way a bit, you'll see there is a pillar right there, so you can kind of be in between these and see both of them at the same time so that you don't really get that lost. But yeah, so I'll head off to this pillar here and then wait for the terrain to load, and I should be able to see the next pillar within the coming seconds here. I believe it's on a sand island somewhere over there, so I'm actually probably going to head off in that direction since I do have prior knowledge of where things are in this map. So yeah, as soon as it decides to load up here, maybe I should stay in the other area because maybe I'm not quite that sure. Oh, okay, there it is. Yep, see? So what I like to do is when I create pillars within my map, a lot of you might have questions about that. I like to, from any one pillar, I like to be able to see another pillar off in the distance, or I like to be able to see my destination. And in this case, I know my destination is actually over here. So from that pillar over to this pillar, I'm going to fly off a side of this mountain over here, a little bit behind. You can see there's a couple torches here. And I have myself a spare house, and this is actually, I believe, the very first time I have ever shown this house in a video. I went off on sort of like a random adventure a little while back, and I got bored and built this house. Now I'm going to go inside here. I'm trying to avoid hitting the floor because the fly mod is really stupid. But yeah, I ended up placing a bunch of signs in here, and in a previous download of the map that I had, I think about 1,000 of you downloaded that, I had this here where he says, if you make it back to the main house without using F3, you deserve a pat on the back, and only one person did. They sent me a private message on YouTube about that, and they are awesome because of it. But yeah, it says if you can't make it back, feel free to jump in the fire to kill yourself. The house was made during a random expedition, and then there's an open spawner right behind the house. And I did a little bit of modification with that. Now let me turn my fly speed down to 2 here because 5 is a little fast for this area. But I actually modified this dungeon here so that it spawns creepers, and I used MC Edit to do that. That was rather fun. And then I put a whole bunch of little bit of prizes in here, 3 golden apples in here. I figured if I only had this chest right here and then normal stuff in this chest, it wouldn't be enough of a giveaway that I rigged the chests. But I think 3 golden apples in 1 chest was kind of funny. So yeah, if I hit F3 here, and this is what I'm going to do at the end of each segment, I'm going to hit F3, and those are the coordinates. So if you want to make it to this location without following all the instructions that I just did, then feel free to do just that. But anyway, so I'm going to flip to another location and give you guys sort of like a generalization as to how to get there. So let's hop to it. Alright, so as you guys can see on screen, I'm doing sort of like a hyperspeed version of how to get to this next location, even though it's kind of irrelevant since I'm going to be giving you guys the coordinates anyways, but I thought it'd be at least kind of fun to show you guys how I got to this location because it's not really that far off from the spawn point / home area. So yeah, alright, so I'm going to dock right here for now, and as you can see, I have this sand tower here that's being supported by a torch, and I actually made this on a live stream, no less. Hello, Piggy. I don't think the piggy was there for the live stream anyways. But yeah, so I ended up making this on a live stream on my channel a couple months back. Why is it always turning nighttime in my attempts? Time, day. Wow, okay. Yeah, but anyways, so I made the sand tower here, and off in the distance this way was when I was going on this big, huge exploration, and I found myself alone with basically nothing out here, and to get through the night, I burned down like a really good portion of this forest over here. So as soon as I get past the trees, you'll see this. And this was during beta, I believe, 1.5. So forests at the time could burn down all at once. Or actually, maybe it was much, much sooner than that. I honestly can't remember what version of Minecraft it was in. But forests could burn down, you know, really, really fast. So it was before fire got nerfed. So yeah, this was really, really fun, and I had skeletons like constantly shooting in. You know, it was really a lot of fun. It was a mess, and I wasn't being organized with this at all. But I'm going to turn on fly here again and then set my speed to 5 again, because off in this direction was something that I actually did, I believe, during the alpha days in Minecraft. I'm not really sure. I don't know, it all depends on the color of the trees. Yeah, see, this was during the alpha days of Minecraft here. And, or at least before beta 1.2 when trees came out. And as you can see, I have this sort of wooden platform here, and at the time I was really sort of like hard set on X's Adventures of Minecraft. I was still watching it quite a bit, and I wanted to make a house in sort of like the side of the hill, but you know, I wasn't really that crazy about doing it. But this was just sort of like the starting foundations of a house in this world. And then if I come around back here, it leads off into this little center area, which I thought was really, really cool. So I wanted to keep it at the time. And if I head out back here, a nice little lake. I actually think I ended up finding this area by coming through this way. I'm not really sure. I really can't remember. But yeah, so that pretty much covers it for this area. I don't remember if there's anything else in the general area, but here are the coordinates for you guys. Like I said, it's not really too far from the spawn point, only about 1,000 blocks or so. So yeah, okay, so these are the torches that I ended up coming through in order to get to this area. So I did end up coming through from that way. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's move on to the next location. I'm not really too sure how many I have left, however.